Sandy Hook School Shooting Conspiracy, December 16, 2012. The Sandy Hook school shooting in Newtown, Connecticut is politics as usual, just like 9/11. Once you understand politics, you understand who's behind the conspiracies and why. You understand what they are trying to accomplish or what their agenda is. Dick Cheney admitted that if the government was overthrown, that all those in the White House would be charged with crimes against humanity. If Adolf Hitler won the war, the truth that Americans are responsible for cutting the food supply to Germany and starving 6 million Jews to death would come out. Americans knew that prison inmates would be the first to die of starvation if they cut the food supply to Germany, but they cut it anyway. The only side of the story we hear is the winning side. This is politics, and this is the American way. All we see plastered on the news is 20 kids being murdered, and we see the video of the mayhem. We hear everyone's stories who lost a child. We never hear the stories of the people who lose children in Iraq, Afghanistan, or even the Diamond Wars in Africa. We never hear the stories of Americans injured on the job and screwed over by the workers' compensation system. All you will hear at church is how God cursed the injured and blessed those who caused their injuries and deaths. We never see the more than 50,000 or 500,000 children who were killed so Americans can secure an oil supply that was never theirs to begin with. We only see the women getting their diamond engagement rings, and we never see the thousands of African children that were killed getting those diamonds in wars, starvation, and mine accidents. If we ever did, no one would ever buy those diamonds or gasoline. But this is the power of the media that is in the hands of the rich. Things will never change until people stop getting their information from the news. Alex Jones is a different news source, but he is only pushing the agenda of the gun lobby, and that's why they gave him a radio station. If Alex Jones was not pushing the agenda of the corrupt government, the government would have bombed his radio station a long time ago. Someone is calling out for a march against the NRA on Washington this Monday. Unfortunately, this march will only help them achieve their agenda of banning weapons that would help Americans overthrow the corrupt leaders in power, and will promote the ownership of guns that keep Americans in slavery. People will only be free when there is a total ban on guns. The true enemy of the United States is the rich. The Constitution says all people, all men, are created equal. This is not God's laws. Of course, God says all men are created equal, but this is the Constitution of the United States also. We are not equal when Mr. Wonderful on the Shark Tank sells his software for $3.5 billion and the garbage man who works his ass off can barely pay his rent. The people in power that are behind the conspiracy of 9/11, killing millions of Muslims for oil, killing thousands of Africans for diamonds, killing 20 children to ban weapons because it has a chance to remove them from power. They will continue their game until they are exposed for what they are. They are the rich. Those in power stay in power by making others rich, and the rich feed off the poor. The rich are not smart people. They are unethical, immoral, ignorant people. In the movie Wall Street, the wealthy businessman sees that the only difference between him and a homeless man is a homeless man has more morals, ethics, and empathy. On PBS, they had a special about monkeys. Monkeys have more ethics and empathy than humans. They had two monkeys in cages. One monkey they gave a sweet grape, and the other monkey they gave a slice of cucumber. The monkey that got the cucumber saw the monkey getting a sweet grape and showed great anger at the injustice. After a while, the monkey that got the sweet grape refused to take it because he seen the injustice also. And this is what should happen to the rich. They should refuse to take the money because they're being bought off by the same people who did 9/11, by the same people who killed these 20 children. The rich do not see any injustice of them getting billions of dollars while people work their asses off in coal mines, cleaning toilets, and working on garbage trucks. Cleaning toilets is a hard job that nobody wants, and those who do it should make more money than Bill Gates, Donald Trump, and Mr. Wonderful put together. That would be justice. These people have no morals, ethics whatsoever, and they are the same type of people who would kill 20 children to keep their money and their positions of power. It's not about taxing the rich. It's about seizing 100% of their assets and putting them in prison where they are forced to wear pink underwear, eat green bologna, and are raped by other prison inmates. They know how politics works. They know their money comes from the blood of the poor people. They know they are not any better than your average homeless man. The Constitution of the United States does not exist as long as rich people are alive. We know the shooting at Sandy Hook School was a conspiracy. The fact that the story keeps changing because of societal reaction is proof of this. First they said it was a different shooter. Then they said the shooter's mother was a teacher at the school. How could they even make that mistake? Then they realized the school could be sued for millions of dollars if the shooter's mother worked at the school, so they changed the story to say the mother didn't work at the school as a teacher. They claimed that the mother had a semi-automatic weapon because the government might fall apart. This shooting was definitely planned by the people in power to remove all weapons that could overthrow their corrupt power. We must look at every person who has more money than another person as the enemy of the Constitution of the United States. These people will kill children to stay in power. They'll kill over 500,000 people in Iraq to get the oil. They'll kill thousands in Africa to get diamonds. They don't care how many people are killed at the automobile plants. They want to drive their cars. They do not have morals, ethics, compassion, or even a sense of injustice that the average monkey can see. The truth of the Constitution that all people are created equal will only be true when the CEOs of banks, institutions, etc. make the same money as a homeless veteran. If you think Bill Gates, Donald Trump, Silverstein, or Mr. Wonderful should make more money than a homeless vet, you are the scum of the earth. You are worse than the Antichrist. You have been bought by the devil. I know by saying this they will offer me $1 million book deals and mansions and some of the prettiest women in the world. They've already tried it. But they can't buy my soul like they bought the soul of Bill Gates, Donald Trump, Mr. Wonderful, Silverstein, and all the rest of the rich people. No longer conspiracy. The gun lobby did Newtown December 27, 2012. It's no longer a conspiracy that the Newtown, Connecticut school shooting was not done by a lone wolf, mentally ill shooter. On the same day of the Newtown shooting, a supposed lone wolf, crazed mentally ill person went inside a school in China and stabbed 22 children, yelling, begin quote, "Guns don't kill people, knives do. I'm not brainwashed. The NRA stole my copyrighted slogan." The same MK Ultra brainwashing techniques that were used to convince Americans the words hunter, gun collector, self-defense, and protect property were in the Second Amendment, and that convinced Americans that Hitler banned guns to gain world power, has convinced both the Newtown shooter and the China stabber to go on killing sprees to sell more guns and NRA memberships. There is more evidence that the gun lobby was behind the Newtown school shootings and the China school stabbings than there was evidence that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. The head of the NRA, Wayne LaPrairie, wants to create a worldwide police state. He met with the president and suggested armed guards in every school and on every street corner. He's having little success in the United States, but he has achieved his goal in China. Because 22 children were stabbed in China on December 14, 2012, new laws in China dictate that every school in China will have armed guards by 2013. The school shootings and stabbings and armed guards in every school is not a coincidence. It's the agenda of the gun lobby. The Second Amendment to the Constitution only gives a well-regulated militia a right to bear arms, and only for the purpose of securing a free state, free from dictators like the head of the NRA, who changed the Second Amendment by removing the word, begin quote, regulated, end quote, and inserting the words hunter, gun collector, self-defense, and even property protection. When you argue with these gun nuts that these words are not in the Constitution, they will say you have to look at the federal papers or read it in Playboy magazine. We don't have a right to bear arms to protect the federal papers or Playboy magazine. The President of the United States, every armed soldier, every member of the well-regulated militia took a vow to defend the Constitution, not the federal papers or Playboy magazine. I don't care what the federal papers say. I don't care what Playboy magazine says. I don't even care what Supreme Court justices rule, because you're defending the Constitution, not Supreme Court justices' decisions. So the dictator dictating Supreme Court justice can say whatever they want to. The president is not defending the Supreme Court justices' rulings. He's defending the Constitution, which can't be changed. It cannot be changed by Supreme Court justices. Anyone who thinks Supreme Court justice can change the Constitution is mentally ill, because people fought and died defending the Constitution. They didn't fight and die defending Supreme Court justices' rulings. If you're not using your gun to put a bullet through the head of those trying to insert the words hunter, gun collector, self-defense, and even protect property into the Second Amendment, you are not in the well-regulated militia, and you have no right to own a gun. Be a patriotic American and use your guns for their intended purpose. You will go down in history as a hero. No one ever fought for the right to hunt. No one ever fought for the right to self-defense. If they are against gun control, they are not members of the well-regulated militia. And in fact, they are traitors to the Constitution. I don't care what Supreme Court tyrants and justices ruled. The Second Amendment gives us the right to overthrow Supreme Court justices, dictators, or overthrow dictators in the Supreme Court. The Constitution is for the people and is to be interpreted by the people. The Constitution was not to be interpreted by tyrants and dictators. You are the one who interprets the Bible, not some preacher or pope, not the devil. You read the Bible and you interpret it. If you say, oh, but the Pope said the Bible said this, well, then you're going to be lost. And if you say, well, the Supreme Court justices said this, then you're lost. You're not an American. This video is for patriotic Americans, not traitors to the Constitution. You are the people. You are the ones to interpret the Constitution, not some tyrant or dictator that was implanted by the NRA terrorist organization. I don't know how anyone ever became a member of the Supreme Court when they did not know the definition of the word, begin quote, regulated, end quote. I don't know how anyone so mentally ill that they hallucinated the words like self-defense, gun control, hunter, or protect property, and could not see the words well regulated in the Second Amendment, could possibly have any position of power or any position of office. This is like the bizarro world. When the Supreme Court justice ruled that the Second Amendment said self-defense, the President of the United States should have sent in the Navy SEALs to kill the anti-Constitution tyrant like he did bin Laden. Either you defend the Constitution of the United States or you're not an American. The United States is not run by the military-industrial complex that is behind the Newtown shooting to create a police state, or the killing of millions of people for oil, and the prevention of charging Halliburton for war crimes. It's run by the people, for the people. The devil knows he has a short time and is running rampant. God let the devil kill millions of people for oil and let the tragedies of the school shootings and stabbings happen so that those who orchestrated them can seal their fate in the lake of fire. No man-made weapon shall prevail against you, but all those who have weapons shall be destroyed. Nuclear weapons were created to defend truth. There is enough evidence to prove the gun lobby was behind the stabbing in China and the shooting in Newtown, Connecticut, to justify a nuclear war. Their flesh shall consume off their bones, and their eyes shall consume away out of their sockets. And I love that Bible quote. It predicts the end of the tyrant's rule.